Good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of Loose Lips with Liku. So, my guest tonight, the first family member I've actually got on the podcast. So, I've known this young man as long as I can remember. I just love everything about this young man. I see his family, his mum, his dad, his sisters. We've grown up almost simultaneously, and just honestly, it's probably up there as one of the biggest stars I've had on, to be fair. And he's plying his trade. He's gone through, obviously, school systems, etc., and X, Y, and Z. Now he's plying his trade out in the top 14 in France for, I'm going to say this right, Paul. And it is, everyone knows him as Carwyn Tuipulotu, but I know him as Lely. Lely, how have you been?
Yeah, I've been good. Thank you for having me on. Yeah, man, it's a huge privilege to be joining you and sharing my story and, getting to connect with you. Yeah, I've been good. Just been busy with all the rugby training and obviously we're towards the business end of the season. So there's a lot of important games coming up and we're just trying to stay close to the top of the table. We're currently second, with Toulouse being at the top. So yeah, it's getting very tight this part of the season. So yeah, just training hard and keeping my head down, to be honest.
Love it. And any rugby union fans who listen to this obviously know the top 14. There's one question I've got to ask you before we get into the kind of the podcast, as it were. Antoine Dupont, is he as good? I know he's amazing, but in real life, playing against him, up against him, is he just that good?
Yeah, I know. I was literally starstruck when I first came across him, and that man, he can just read. He has high rugby IQ. He can see and read the game like a couple phases ahead than the average player. And I think his knowledge of the game is just he just sees things that your normal player couldn't be able to do, and obviously his skills is the things that people see, and just I think it just makes him stand out, and I believe in his hype, so he's definitely one of the greatest players to play. So that's my statement.
I find it mad that you just share the field with him. Like, it's absolutely bonkers. So, as regular viewers of my podcast will realise, and those newcomers, I am obviously a secondary teacher. I teach from 11 to 16, and that's what I always get my guests to speak about. So, Lely, your journey was very, very different to people who I've spoke to before. So, will mention your school, Sebra School. So, how did that come about? How was that kind of? Because for those people who don't know, it's a boarding school. So, where does the boy from New Brighton end up at such an elite school as Sebra?
Well, to be honest, it just started from playing for New Brighton. I think I got spotted and noticed playing a couple of festivals, and when I was young, maybe as young as 9 or 10, and a couple of rugby scouts, they just came and asked my dad if I could come and trial for the school and see if I could get a scholarship. And obviously was very lucky to be rewarded a scholarship, and spent 7 years there, and it's been the best 7 years of my life, and obviously learned a lot at school, and definitely very grateful for my time there. So yeah.
No, I vaguely remember the time when you were obviously being touted for Sebra, and obviously my dad and your dad have basically joined at the hip hop. So we knew straight away, and it was just like, oh my days, like he's going to get this. It's like, it was crazy. And like, how did you feel kind of as an 11-year-old going? Obviously, you're living up there, so from 11, you're almost. Was it almost a case of you had to grow up very quickly, or were you kind of I'm sure, obviously, it's not the same as like some of your mates back in obviously New Brighton. What was it like? How did you feel on that first day?
Definitely really strange because I honestly didn't know what was going on. Um, I didn't really understand the concept of boarding school. Obviously, our dads are very Tongan, so he didn't really like explain. He didn't explain it well. Like I thought it was just a school. We just study rugby, train, and not actually school. So I was, yeah. So it took me like a couple of weeks to get used to, being away from home and actually not having my family there. And it was tough, like the first few days, but I think obviously realizing that other kids were in the same position and seeing how like close knit that the staff would make us and the teachers, and we'd be so busy that we'd almost forget about home. Like even though we were young kids, like staying in school, we didn't really have much time to think about home. So I think they were very good at like making us do a lot of outdoor activities or just like a lot of bonding, I guess. And I definitely think I've made like friends for life there, and people that I still keep in contact to this day. And yeah, no, I think the school was very good at dealing with homesickness, and especially like being so young. So I didn't really think much about home like after a couple of weeks, but it was like a weird transition to be in, to be honest. So
I can only imagine, and we were just laughing to ourselves then because we even to this day we love our dads to bits, but they're very vague is the word in terms of descriptions.
Yeah,
very very vague. So you're in high school. You obviously 7 years of your life you spend up in Sedbergh. But my wife and I were very lucky to drive you up to school once.
Still think about that. Yeah,
we were very lucky. We remember driving up there and thinking, this is genuinely just a small village.
Yeah.
It's like something out of a movie. It's bonkers.
It's Hogwarts.
It is. It's Hogwarts.
Yeah,
and genuinely, it was like, wow, this is what you get for being in a boarding school. It's bonkers. And you had your own house, you had your own keys, and like, what in the world is going on? So, obviously, you say the staff were fantastic. Was there any staff up there that you think, wow, if it wasn't for them, or they really made me feel not welcome, but maybe almost forget about that homesickness? Was anybody in particular, or was it just the Sedbergh staff that were amazing?
I think it was just the whole, like the general, like even the rugby coaches or like the people who were the head of like the housemasters. I think they were all very trained to almost make us feel like school was our home, and I definitely felt like that for most of the time I was there. So yeah, no, I think there wasn't really anyone specific. I think there was just a lot of teachers who were great at doing their jobs, and and have to give credit to the whole school, to be honest. So,
love that, and it's nice to obviously hear the big up the teachers, because I love flying the flag for teachers and whatnot, because that's what I do on a daily basis. Was there any subjects? So any subjects that were like, do you know what? I really enjoyed that subject and I didn't think I would, or was it? I assume obviously PE's being one of them.
PE. But actually, it's funny that you mention it. I was very into religious studies. Obviously, our dads are big Christians, so
yes.
I've been almost for after rugby. I've been thinking of becoming a teacher actually myself. So I'm trying to, hopefully that's a path I'd like to go down to. Yeah, so teaching, because obviously I see with you, it's very rewarding, to like almost have that hand in inspiring like the next generation, and I definitely think that having that feeling, and I just think it's rewarding personally. So I would like to go into teaching, hopefully after rugby. So that's definitely a pathway for me.
Oh.
So, yeah, I think religious.
Listen, Ah, brilliant! Because
Yeah,
obviously, with every Tongan is very religious, it's very obviously Christian and whatnot. But it's nice to obviously take almost as a passion as well to take that
yeah,
into teaching and that's what I love about teaching. Obviously, is teaching the next generation and being an inspiration almost on that front. Oh no, brilliant! I love that, and we learn something new. Want
yeah,
to go
definitely.
to what was the Tuipulotu teacher?
Yeah, it actually inspired me to take on philosophy for university, and I was very lucky to be graduated. I think 2 years ago now, so I've got a degree.
Nice,
So,
love that, love
yeah,
it.
um,
Joining the degree club.
yeah, that's it. So,
Let's then right. We've done school. Let's concentrate on the rugby. So started out Newcastle Falcons Academy,
yeah, that's right.
and then
Yeah,
moving down south to South Wales. Again, I remember it like it was yesterday. Obviously, the big move and
yeah,
how how was that? Obviously, being kind of thrusted into that spotlight, thrusted into
yeah,
Welsh Rugby Union, as it were. Because let's do a bit of a rundown. So there's obviously Tuipulotu, there's Mako Vunipola, there's
yeah,
Billy Vunipola, there's young Kepu that's just come through at Bath. There's um, Eugenie, obviously at Gloucester. There's a long list of almost Tongan superstars within the UK in rugby
yeah.
union. How did it feel being thrusted into that spotlight?
You know what? At first, I kind of liked it. Like, I think it's natural for humans to love attention, at first. And then there came the almost negative side of it, of
Mm.
the media. I got a few comments and people saying that I wouldn't be the player that they're building me up to be, or I'm just another player they're building up hype for, and I won't make it professionally and all that stuff. And yeah, it did take a toll on my mental health, but I think after like seeing and working with a few mental performance coaches, I definitely picked up like and learned a lot of stuff about. I wasn't the only like player professionally dealing with this. It's all across the board, and I'm sure it's a lot of rugby league players in the NRL facing the same thing. And I think it's just obviously you've got to almost ignore those comments, and you've got to be strong mentally. And I think that's what I've given my experience to my younger cousins. So Kepu and obviously Cecilia that you mentioned, I've almost had to share my experience with them so that they could learn from my experience, and obviously like to help them handle with social media, because obviously social media is a
Mm.
big thing nowadays, as you obviously know. And there can be good sides of it and there can be a bad side to it as well. So it's just preparing them like for if there's ever any negative comments to come.
Mm.
Yeah, it's definitely a real raw thing to talk about, but it's something that has to be faced head on. It's just part of the parcel, I guess, the package
No,
that I take with professional rugby.
definitely. And I was before we started to chat and before we'd organise this, I was thinking obviously I I felt the pressure playing for Lee and
Yeah,
being in a small town of Lee and my dad and who he was at Lee Centurions. But for you to have let's put it into context, you've had a full country almost riding their hopes and trying to and push you into that spotlight. So, and I love the fact that you're so open about it and so honest, because at the end of the day, yeah, we do as humans, we do love attention and we
mm,
do want that kind of spotlight. But then, obviously, there are people out there that it's the age old adage.
Yeah.
People build you up to bring you down. So obviously you had the time in Wales and with the like I said the Scarlets, Llanelli, Quins that are in the Super Rugby Wales.
That's right.
What was your time? Did you? I know this answer because I saw it. Did you love your time in Wales and you loved playing for those teams? Like what was that feeling like being a professional rugby player?
Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, obviously, I was living my childhood dream, and I was getting to play with some big names, you know, and getting to rub shoulders and learn experiences off the likes of Ken Owens, Lee Halfpenny, Jonathan Davis, only just to mention a few. But yeah, it was awesome, and obviously getting to do it with my family just at home and getting to live with my family, it was amazing. And I think it was just last year, and it was getting to the last year of my contract, and I wasn't, you know, playing enough, and I almost hit like a wall of frustration and a little bit of depression, I guess. There was a point where I didn't feel good enough, and they were getting me to, you know, go on loan to Carwyn Quince to play and get some game time, but you know, it was like I felt like I deserved to be playing, and yeah, so obviously that took a unexpected twist of, you know, going on loan to Saracens, which was an awesome experience.
I want to touch on that as well. The experience of Saracens. I know it was only a few weeks, but it's in kind of in football terms. That's like going to kind of a Manchester United, an Arsenal, a Chelsea, a Liverpool. It's a big old club in England to go to. Like I know it was only what was it 4 or 5 weeks or something like that, but wow.
But, yeah, honestly, I was the same. Like the players there, they get treated like royalty compared to Wales. I'm not putting Scarlets down or anything about Wales rugby, but yeah, just the treatment that the players get, and like having their kit washed for them. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, I was like, wow. Like they get the kit laid out for them, washed, ready for them the next day. You just come in your own clothes, and yeah, it's just small things like that. Or just, you know, they get the snacks and the foods. Oh, it's amazing. And I wanted to stay there forever, but obviously I knew it was a short-term loan. So it was just great to see a different environment and obviously experience a whole different group of players. And there were some big dogs there as well, so it was pretty cool to see some of them. But yeah, just having a new environment and new coaches, like staff, to make an impression on, it definitely gave me a new mindset and a motivation to forget everything about Wales and, you know, that time I went through. But the same in France. I actually had a phone call with the Scarlets head coach, and he basically knocked it on the head, like nailed it on the head, just saying like, almost use France as an opportunity to make yourself a new player, to make yourself a name out there. And obviously they knew nothing about me here in Po, and it was just a nice chance to reset and to be a new player, I guess. And
you almost given. I wouldn't say it was a lifeline. It's almost a case of you've kind of got all the tools that you need and all the learnings, all the experiences at such a young age to then think, do you know what? I actually can just go out, reset, enjoy almost rugby again. Because it sounds like when you was talking, then I'm thinking, as much as you're obviously living the dream and whatnot, but you're not obviously the kind of it's a blocker in it in terms of what's really going on. So to be able to go out to France and, like say, you live in a whole new lifestyle, a whole new culture. Not many people know who you are. Obviously, they know who you are now. But when a young man comes over from England, Wales, and they're like, "Oh, who's this guy?" and you paint that picture, and you paint a new picture again.
Yeah, it was definitely a gamble and a risk, but I just, almost like you said, I had all the tools. I just needed to go out and express myself and enjoy my rugby. And that's exactly what I did from my debut on. And that's what I'm still continuing to remember as I play games now. And just to, remember to enjoy the occasion. And I think that's what I kind of forgot at times in Scarlets is I think I almost took playing for granted. And I think having that pressure almost is like a privilege to push myself and to almost be that player that people know I can be and I know in myself I can be. So I think just having that is good.
And that's the thing. It's almost a case of, and everyone always says this about Polynesian players, Tongans, Samoans, Fijians. You know that a Tongan, a Samoan, a Fijian is at the most dangerous on a rugby field when they've got a smile on the face.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
always know that, no matter what level you're at, whether you're amateur, semi-professional, professional, you are when that man's got a smile on his face, he's dangerous, and you can just see that in terms of on the field. You can see that obviously, and I obviously follow your social media and whatnot, and you can see the kind of the smiles you have on the pitch, the smiles you have away from the pitch, the camaraderie you have, obviously, with your girlfriend as well, Leah, and whatnot. So you can see that kind of. It's almost like a brand new Lely.
Yeah.
Lely is a rugby player reborn again.
Yeah, that's it. I agree. I definitely think that Poe gave me a second chance, and also Saracens as well. So I definitely have to say that the moves gave me a fresh breath of life. I think so. Yeah.
Oh, love that, and it's amazing to hear and amazing to see. And we'll go a little bit into the kind of look at the kind of family tree now, as it were, because the name Tuipulotu is synonymous, especially within rugby union. And this is probably going to be quite a deep question, but does the last name weigh heavy on you, or is it kind of, yes, my dad was an amazing player, had an amazing career, obviously representing his country in a World Cup and doing X, Y, and Z, but does it weigh heavy, or is it a case of, do you know what, I'm my own player, I'm forging my own path, or are you? Actually, I know you're obviously grateful for your dad and his teachings on the rugby field, but Tuipulotu, like I say, it's a heavy name.
Yeah, I think it used to before, especially everyone like knows our cousins, Billy and Mako and Toby, and like having them. And I think at first it was like, oh, I need to be like them. I need to be the great rugby players they are. But then I think 2 years ago I realized that I am my own player, and I can do things that they can't, and they can do things I can't. And there's I have a point of difference, they do as well. So it's like I can't go chasing to be someone else when I'm my own person, And I think that's something I've had to discover myself, and I've obviously been on a journey, like you said, and I'm still on that journey. So yeah, I think right now I'm my own player, and my dad's really good at it. Where he gives advice, and he's just like, just go out there and have fun, and just remember that little Lely who started rugby in New Brighton, pretty much, and I think that's the best advice that he gave to me recently. So yeah, I do believe I'm my own player now, and so
that's a beautiful answer, and no, and it's nice to obviously hear that it's the smile, and like I said previously, the Tongan with a smile on his face on a rugby field is dangerous. So and it's always lovely to see in terms of family members in my eyes being successful. And like I say, you're flying high in France. What's French? Let's talk French life. What's it like in France? What's the kind of is it laid back? Is it all hands and going, or is it what's it like in France?
It's very laid back. Like, I think I didn't really get used to the days being so spread apart and how many breaks we get. Like, we normally get a big lunch break, and normally an hour after we have a meal, and boys can just go home or like have a nap, or we luckily have beds in our training center, so there's some boys who go have a nap during the middle of training. But obviously, I've been so used to the UK style of, or English wash training of just bang bang bang, where it's just we go in straight and obviously finish by like 12 or 2 o'clock. So yeah, it's just, I think there's a longer days here, but it's very relaxed. It's not as full on as like in the city of London or Leeds, York, all that. So it's definitely not busy here. But I think the lifestyle is really good here. They love their food, they love their baguettes, and I'm having to watch myself because I literally live around the corner of a bakery, so I have to stop myself from going there every day.
The smell of the bakery coming in, all those French delicacies coming through the window
every morning. Yeah, that's right.
Oh no, that's dangerous indeed.
It is
dangerous. No, and like I say, I love watching your social media. I know you're breaking it through on TikTok in the minute, and it's nice to see social media being used in the correct way and like giving people an insight. And it's always nice to see you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. 1 minute you're in the south of France, the next minute you're up in the north of France, then you're in England, Scotland, South Africa, whatever it may be. And it's obviously lovely to see. Before we go on to the kind of the little fun bit at the end, I want to touch a bit on kind of Wales, not obviously the club side of it, but the international team. So you come through the kind of Welsh system, as it were. Am I right in saying it was 16s, 18s, 20s?
Oh yes, yeah, that's right.
I'm right in saying. So you experience all the age grades.
Yeah.
As 15, 16-year-old that gets the call up to go and play for Wales, like, what's that feeling like? Because I can never ever go and say that I've gone and been picked for my country in terms of the professional way. What was that like? What's that feeling? Is it a feeling of I've made it, or is it just another step in the ladder?
I don't want to say it's another step in the ladder. It was definitely like a big part of my rugby career, whereas I got to have a taste of the professional setup and obviously have that experience of match days, preparations, just having that insight into how I should prepare for games and stuff. So especially at a young age, I didn't really have a clue. So we would just turn up and play, but obviously I got to learn that there's a lot more detail in your recovery, in your eating, in your routines. And I think I was very lucky to learn about that from a young age and get a head start almost. And yeah, I think it was definitely a big honour to represent Wales through the age grades. And it's still my dream to represent the men, so I'm just working hard towards that goal. And I'm definitely very grateful to be able to say I've been capped at the age grades and experience.
Is the conversations between yourself and the kind of WRU, or is that kind of I'm in France, I'm applying my trade here, or I don't, because obviously I'm just going to use England as an example. The RFU don't allow any what they call foreign-based players, so the likes of like your Manu Tuilagi, the Simmons brothers. I believe both Simmons brothers are out in France at the minute.
Yeah, Joe's at my club. Yeah,
Yes, Joe Simmons is at Poe, but like, is that the same in Wales, or is it a case of they're a bit more lenient in that sense?
I'm not too sure. I haven't actually had a conversation with the union,
Right.
so I'm really left in the dark here. But I just hope that I'm able to, keep playing my rugby at club level, and hopefully my performances get noticed. But right now it's just about getting established at club level, and getting that week in week out experience. It's quite tough at the moment for me to play in Po and to get some game time here, really, as I've got a lot of competition in the back row, and that's rugby. And I think obviously last year's experience has definitely made me feel more equipped as to how I should be right now. And I think my mindset is, even though I'm not playing, I'm still ready to be able to play. I'm still trying to be on top of my diet, sleep, nutrition, all those things. Yeah, for me to stay ready. But yeah, that's it really. So
No, and it's nice to obviously. It would be nice if, like I said, the WRU did spot, but at the end of the day, your number one priority, and that's kind of been the key from what I've heard when you spoke, is enjoying the here and now, enjoying the rugby, enjoying playing at club level. If the international honours come, they come, but for now, you're still obviously 24, you're still really young, and it's like you say, having your stamp on the club game first before venturing off into the international arena. So,
yeah,
and that's been evident to hear all the way through, from even the kind of the raw conversations we've just had, that it's all about the fun element. It's all about the, yes, I do this this is my job, but I
yeah,
love my job at the same time.
that's right. Yeah, I actually had a conversation with my girlfriend today. I'll be honest with you, so just to keep it raw, but I didn't really have a great day today, and she was really good at making me stay positive and have a good mindset. But she also was really good at reminding me that I've been in this position before, and I'm in the south of France. You can't have a better place to be living in. And she just made me realize my situation, and there could be a worse position I could be in. Yeah, no, definitely. I think what's important for rugby players is to have a strong support network, such as your family and loved ones, and as yourself, family is very important, especially in the Tongan culture. So yeah,
Mm.
that's what I'd like to say is, yeah, having a support network, like family, is very important, and
And
obviously,
it must also be nice as well, because obviously Leah, your girlfriend, is a a professional rugby player in her own right as well. So to have that kind of understanding, that support network, as well as obviously the huge families that we've got in Tonga and the Tonga community, it's also nice to have that other aspect as well in terms of your girlfriend. I know you're obviously long distance as well, but that conversation, that it must, like you said, like you've just said, it must just be refreshing. Is
yeah,
probably
that's
the word.
exactly, yeah. But yeah, that's good. That was just my honesty.
Bit of kudos, because I know what it's like. You've got behind every great man is an even better woman.
Yeah, exactly. You know that.
So we're now at the business end of the podcast, as it were. It's been lovely to hear the kind of the rawness, the all honesty, and I said to you before we started filming that it's all about, you can say as little or as much as you like, and I love hearing the, like I said, the kind of honesty about everything. It's not all plain sailing, and it's been absolutely lovely to hear. So
Yeah.
to finish off, Lely, it is going to be 10 quick fire questions. So I want the first thing comes into your head. Okay. I might have a bit of a caveat and go on a bit of a tangent, but other than that,
Okay.
first thing comes to your head. So,
Alright.
number one, sweet or savoury?
Sweet all day. Sweet.
Oh, go on then. Favorite sweet. Go-to sweet.
Favorite sweet. Haribo's, the giant straws. You know that they're very chewy, but I love them. Like gummy sweet. Any gummy sweet. Probably like Colin. Is it Colin the caterpillar? Like it's almost like a jelly snake. Yeah. Anything like that. My favorite.
Nice. Love that. Question number 2: the best stadium you've played in.
Ooh, that is a good question. I have to say the Racing Stadium, the indoors. That's definitely my favorite.
Yes, the artificial pitch and
it's bro. It turns into like a nightclub concert after the game.
Honestly, is it me or does it look like an NFL ground?
Yeah. That's what I
like.
I was like, what the hell? Yeah. No, I thought it was as well.
Oh no, I love that. That's class. Here's a tough one. Number 3: if you could listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ooh. I think. That's a good question. I'm Yours by Jason Mraz.
Oh, nice. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a great song. I love that song.
Yeah.
Number 4: one meal for the rest of your life.
Oh wow, here we go. I was thinking about this. I think I'd say pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah.
Anything in particular?
Wood-fired pizza, so Induja and hot honey. It's me and my girlfriend's favorite. Yeah. It's like sweet and savory, so it's like perfect.
Well, building on that then, pineapple on a pizza. This could be controversial.
I love it.
That's it.
Yeah,
wow. Okay.
I agree with this.
Fair enough. I'll be honest. I take a different approach.
Yeah.
I'll eat it if it's there. I take the Tongan approach.
Yeah.
I'll eat it if it's there.
Yeah.
No, brilliant. Love that. Number 5: cats or dogs?
Ooh, dogs.
Yes. Everyone I've had on the podcast always says dogs, and it's the right answer.
Well, I miss your dogs.
Oh no, I don't miss that crazy dog. Number 6: hero.
My hero.
Your hero. Can be any walk of life.
My hero. I can't go any further than my dad. I mean, he's done however many long drives, up and down the country. You know yourself, like from Sedbergh to Liverpool was a long drive, and he's done like from obviously where we lived outside of Liverpool. I think Birkenhead is it?
Yeah.
Newcastle. He would do that maybe twice a week in the summer for me to do pre-season with the Falcons Academy. And we'd get home at like 1 a.m. So he would do a lot for me, and obviously sacrificed a lot moving from England to Wales. So he's definitely my hero.
I love that. Shout out Catty and shout out Leah as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Leah.
Mum and Dad.
Love it. So, number 7, I'm going to break it up into kind of a 2-part this question. So, best player you've played with and best player you've played against.
Oh, here we go. Played with and against. Okay, against is easy. It's Thomas Ramos.
Oh.
He is unbelievable.
He's just, and I'm not massive on rugby union like I used to be, but Thomas Ramos just looks effortless what he does.
Yeah.
And his goal kicking is ridiculous.
Honestly, he like encapsulates what French rugby, what's it about. Like everything he does, it seems chaotic, but he somehow pulls it off. So it's like I always say it's like a beautiful chaos. That's what French rugby is.
Yeah, and he looks like he's got all the time in the world.
Yeah, so true. He's like the most nonchalant rugby player I've ever played against. So and he's the best. So yeah, definitely him. Played with Poe is Atasogbe. I don't know if you've seen him playing in the Six Nations, but he was the other French winner.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, the long dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Very good player. He's
Wow.
still young, but he's got a big future ahead of him. So
Oh, no.
definitely
That's two brilliant French players, by the way.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Good thing one of them's on your team.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Number 8, back in time
Okay.
or into the future?
Ooh. I think back in time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Any reason?
Just to relive that moment, maybe. I think.
Okay.
'Cause I think the future's a bit scary for me. I don't know. I don't want to know what future me is doing or what it looks like. So it's quite scary, I think. So I probably like, I don't know, I'd want to go back to when I was a baby. Because I would want to always
Life was easy.
big heavy baby.
Life was too easy.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah.
Too easy.
Yeah.
Love that. Number 9, one piece of advice you live by.
Actually, one that my dad gave me is prayer and hard work always works out, and I think that's something I stick by. So, yeah, like faith and hard work is always something that I love to use as my moral compass for training and rugby, really. So, yeah.
Love that. That's amazing. Brilliant. Final one. If I could grant you one wish, what would it be?
Oh, one wish. I'm not. Oh, that's a great question. You know what? Since the movie trailer came out, I would love to be Spider-Man for the day. Because one of my like superheroes, I even got like the Tobey Maguire trilogy. I just remember watching that. So yeah, I'd love to be Spider-Man for the day. Just be swinging webs.
Swinging around from building to building.
Yeah, exactly.
And the trouble is, we'd probably be a bit like Tobey Maguire because we'd still be late, living on tongue and time.
Yeah. That's it, bro. That's it.
Always tongue and time, no matter what.
Oh, I know, man.
Oh, Lely, it has been an absolute pleasure. We've had a good laugh. We've had the honest chats. We've reminisced, and do you know what? It's been lovely to hear your story. And obviously, I've known you since you were since you were a young man, and I know your feelings about my family. I know my feelings about yours, and it's lovely to see you being and having a new lease of life in France and being successful, and it's just been lovely to see.
Thank you. I appreciate it for your time. And yeah, obviously, the love. You're like the best big brother I've never had. So, and obviously, I still remember that trip that you and your missus took me up to Sedberg, and yeah, still very grateful for that. So.
Oh, I just remember my dad getting a phone call. I think your dad was struggling, and he just said, "Elliot, do me a favor." I went, "What? What's up?" Like panicked, thinking something. Yeah. He said, "Just drive Ellie to school." I was like, "Okay, so."
Yeah. No, so yeah. I still remember that, but we definitely need to catch up when I'm back in the UK.
Definitely, and that'd be nice to do, and we'll have a good catch up, and I'll probably be when all the families are together. So
that's it, bro. Yeah,
that's the one. But no, obviously, thank you so much to Mr. Carwyn Tuipulotu, as I know him, Lely, to my subscribers, to people listening to this. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking time to listen, and remember to please like, subscribe, hype it up, and we shall see you all very soon for episode 5. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you.